Hey everyone, welcome to The Gig, a series about film and TV from behind the scenes and on the screen. We're your hosts, Leyla T, Rosario.
Jessica Ransom.
For Flight Attendant, I know that you and I don't agree about the show. I absolutely loved Flight Attendant. I loved how it took a serious topic. You know, we were focusing on a person who is suffering from alcoholism and suffering from a lot of demons and suffering from, I also want to think it's like some kind of psychological disorders and behavioral disorders, and she is coping. And she's coping in a way that is very vivid, it's very transparent. Yet there are people and influences around her that as much as they are trying to stop her from hurting herself, she continues to go down a slippery slope. I thought the way that they shot the sort of playback scenes and flashback scenes and living in her head was very creative.
I think they know you're lying.
It was done differently. It was extremely vivid. I mean, Rosie Perez, I thought her role was phenomenal. Like, we've seen her in other roles before where she has range, but this one was a bit more serious. It added more depth. I loved it for what it is. I think it's fresh. I think it's new. It's something different. What do you think?
In terms of Flight Attendant, here's the thing. I hate those flashbacks, so get rid of all of them, throw them away. Flashback, and the family flashback were cheesy. Even with the man coming back, that like the man that died, Flight Attendant is basically about like she's wrapped up in a murder mystery. Which leads me to, because they compare a lot to The Undoing, which we should talk about next. She's wrapped up in a murder mystery. You don't really know who's actually the killer, and they were really focusing on this dude that got killed. And he was kind of like her ghost that was like leading her on the path to find out who actually killed him. But what I will give it is that killer in the finale did not see that coming. I was floored. I was like, okay, this kind of redeemed the show for me, because that was a twist. Because normally I can figure every show out, and that one I did not see coming. And that's why people talk about it with The Undoing, because I thought the Flight Attendant, they nailed like the surprise ending killer, and with The Undoing, child, oh God. Like that, and that finale was like one of the worst finales, I think, in television. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
See?
I already forgot about that show.
Exactly.
I would say this in the beginning. I was like, ooh, this is great. This is mysterious.
Yep.
This is a slow build. And then at the end, I was just like, okay, we're kind of like stating the obvious that it was him all along and that he was the murderer. But it took so fucking long to get there. So long. And I was so tired of Nicole Kidman and living in her head. And then we finally get to the end when she's finally like the one that set his ass up to begin with. It was just like, it took too many long episodes. We did not need 6 episodes. I would have been okay with 3. Wrap this up. And towards the end, I was just like, how many more times are we gonna blame the Afro Latinx husband?
You need to stay away from my wife.
Let it go. We get it. It's still a very white system. And if you got money, you can get a black lawyer to deal with your muck. I get it. Right. Okay, cool. But let's move on from it. Hated it. Next.
Okay, so here's the thing about The Undoing. I liked it. I liked the slow build until the finale. The finale was shit. Because it was like, oh, it was him the entire. So you were building it. How they did it was so they crafted the story so elegantly. They had Nicole Kidman with her beautiful coats. I feel like I should be like a costume designer because I keep talking out of this wardrobe. But it is amazing.
Think about 12 women though.
Exactly.
You ain't commenting about anybody short.
Right? But then, you know, and I was into it. I was like, okay, who did it? I even thinking like a lesbian affair. I was getting all into it. And then the very end, it was like, oh, it's. And I'm like, why can't Nicole Kidman have been the killer? And she was like blocking it out of her mind. And they had this like lesbian affair. I was all into it. I even had theories. I even had a literally discussion with friends at parties to discuss this movie, the show who we thought would be the killer. And then turns out it was fucking food.
I mean, we all knew it was him anyway. And at the end of the day, it did show a sociopath and a killer in terms of how manipulative and convincing he was, right? So again, the first 3 episodes, I said, okay, great. But you lost me towards the end. I didn't entirely hate it. I'll take that back. There were moments of it that I enjoyed. And Nicole looked bad.
Exactly, with her long coat stuff.
Honey, that whatever, whoever. I need to know that Hollywood glam. Listen.
She looked amazing. She looked flawless. I love Nicole Kidman. And girl, you need to rock those coats all the time.
All the time. With those long limbs, listen, God give me long limbs for a reason. Because I'll be so conceited about it too. I just be walking naked all the time. It's like, look at my long legs. Thank you again for watching The Gig with myself and Jessica. See you soon.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.